And finally tonight, an update on the spring art auction season, which has exploded in its first week, with Christie's auction house in New York City making history last night, selling $750 million worth of contemporary art in one night. So what were last night's big winners, and who was doing all of that buying? Robert Frank has the story.
Last chance, I'm selling it here at $75 million. Yours it is.
It was the best single auction ever for Christie's auction house. Their post-war and contemporary sale pulling in a record $744 million. About a dozen pieces sold for more than $20 million. Buyers went for big paintings that made a statement, and Asian buyers accounted for about half of the top 10 sales, showing that Chinese collectors have become the biggest new force in the soaring art market. The top seller was also the night's big surprise. It was Black Fire by Barnett Newman, which sold for $84 million, including commission. That was way above the estimate of around $50 million and twice the previous auction record for Barnett Newman. While not well known among the broader public, Newman is a big trophy for wealthy collectors.
This is sort of like big game hunting when it comes to abstract expressionist art. If you're collecting Jackson Pollock and Rothko, getting a Newman is like the sort of the white whale of big game hunting.
The second top seller was Francis Bacon's 1984 triptych called Three Studies for a Portrait of John Edwards. It sold for $80 million, but it was a slight disappointment compared to earlier estimates. A Francis Bacon triptych last fall sold for $142 million, becoming the most expensive piece ever sold at auction. Warhol was a big winner last night. His Race Riot piece from 1964 went for $63 million, and his White Marilyn went for $41 million, double the estimate. And Jeff Koons always brings some playfulness to the auctions, as well as big prices. His 9-foot-long Jim Beam J.B. Turner train, made from stainless steel, went for $38 million. Each of the cars is filled with a fifth of Jim Beam bourbon. So at least if it falls in price, the buyer can always ease his pain with a stiff drink. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Robert Frank.